It's time for live sports coverage, brought to you by the KMSR Inc. Sports Boosters and by area businesses from the communities taking part in the game.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Mayport CG softball field. It's high school softball this afternoon on 98.9 KMSR-Northwood. It is 4 o'clock. It's the Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood Patriots taking on the Ada-Borup-West Cougars. The Cougars and the Patriots getting underway here momentarily here on 99 KMSR and on the KMSR KMAV YouTube channel. The coaches are meeting. The pregame warm-up is complete. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Your starting lineups this afternoon are brought to you by ChristianCarsOnline.com. First, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Ada-Borup-West Cougars. They are going to lead off with their baseman, Avery Johnson. Batting second will be the shortstop, Adeliza Bittker. Elodie Dahl, the pitcher, will bat third. Batting cleanup will be the second baseman, Madeline Nelson. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Leighton Odden. Sixth in the order today, center fielder Maya Liska. Batting seventh will be the designated player in Ayla Larson. She'll be batting for the flex left fielder, Jersey Luring. Batting eighth will be Lacey Scherfenberg. The catcher today, and Madison Dye, the right fielder, will round out the batting order here for Ada-Borup-West. The Cougars. We'll take a look at your Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood starting lineup after this from ChristianCarsOnline.com.
Get ready to ride at Findlay Motorsports during our Get Ready to Ride sales event. Score up to $3,000 in rebates on the best-selling Polaris Northstar Ranger XP models. Take advantage of $2,000 trade-in bonus rebates on 2026 Polaris Expeditions and the Extreme Duty XD 1500 Northstar Rangers. With over 60 new Polaris off-road units in stock, there's something ready for every adventure. Don't wait. Check out FindlayMotorsports.com today. Findlay Motorsports. We make it easy.
The starting lineups for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood, they look like this. It'll be the leadoff batter, center fielder, Handley Verwest. Hudson Zerfus, the shortstop, will bat second. Bryn Kritzberg, the first baseman, will bat third. Bailey Bergstrom, the pitcher, will bat fourth. Behind the plate is Taylor Anderson. She'll bat fifth. Oakley Thomas, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Audrey Ringler, the third baseman, bats seventh. Batting eighth, Catherine Croplini in right. And batting ninth, Candy O'Connor in left. So again, it'll be the battery, Taylor Anderson catching, Bailey Bergstrom in the circle to lead the defensive alignment for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood here this afternoon on 98.9 KMSR Northwood and the KMAV KMSR YouTube channel. Final conversations are happening here in Mayville ahead of our game between the Cougars and the Patriots. We'll get our game started after this break. Back after this, 98.9 KMSR and the KMAV KMSR YouTube channel.
Looking for more than a generic insurance quote from a faceless email? Well, Farmers Union insurance agents are different. We live right down the street. We know all about your business because your customers are our customers. When you need us, we'll show up at the drop of a hat to talk person to person. Yep, we're different. Like you. That's the way we do business. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
See Jason Walswick and Kurt Larrell in Findlay.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
No matter what season it is, you want to keep your vehicle in tip-top running condition. H.E. Everson Automotive Parts and Welding Supply in Mayville can help. They can find the exact product, part, or accessory that you need. H.E. Everson carries a full line of quality products at great prices. So whatever it is you're looking to get your vehicle running again, stop in at H.E. Everson Automotive Parts and Welding Supply in Mayville.
Warm-up tosses as we get set to start our ball game here this afternoon on KMAV or KMSR 98.9 Northwood. Also coming up on our broadcast schedule, actually going on right now, over a couple hundred feet away. It's Mayport CG Baseball taking on Thompson. It's 1-0 Thompson heading into the bottom of the first inning. We'll keep you updated on that one as well. Coming up Monday, Mayport CG baseball is at Hatton-Northwood. That one is scheduled for a 4 o'clock first pitch. Dan Keating will have the call on our sister station, KMAV 105.5. Nelson County. Dakota will travel to Hatton-Northwood Tuesday, and then we'll be back here in Mayville on Thursday. We'll talk more about that as we get set for our first pitch. First pitch is in, swinging strike one to Avery Johnson. First pitch coming at 4:05. 4:05, our first pitch. And that is strike one. 0-1 the count to Avery Johnson. Here's the line of the pitch. That's going to be swung on, taken to third, over to first. 5-3, the putout. And Avery Johnson is retired 5-3 on that ground ball to Audrey Ringler. Over to first baseman Bryn Kritzberger. 1 up, 1 down here on the first inning. And that brings up Adeliza Bittker. Bittker here this afternoon playing shortstop for Ada-Borup-West, the Cougars. Here's the line of the pitch. And for strike one, 0-1 the count to Adeliza Bittker. Again, the defensive lineman left to right, O'Connor in left. West in center, Catherine Croakleen in right will take the infield here in a moment. That's going to be swung on over to third. And back-to-back 5-3 putouts to start the first inning. Brings up Elodie Dahl, the pitcher today in the circle for the Ada-Borup-West Cougars. 2 up, 2 down here on the top of the first inning in Mayville. Here's the line of the pitch. Right down the heart of the plate, called strike one. 0-1 the count to Dahl. Third batter in the order. Nobody on, 2 outs. 0-1 the count to Dahl. Here's the rock in the pitch. That's going to be swung on. And they're going to call it foul, and the count will quickly go 0-2. Not sure if that hit the foul line at the plate, but nonetheless, it's a foul ball. Count 0-2. Good afternoon to all of you listening on 98.9 KMSR and watching on the YouTube stream. Chris Larson here in Mayville. Here's the mark of the pitch. High for a ball. The count will go 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Elodie Dahl, the pitcher today for the Ada-Borup-West Cougars. Cougars have the... Here's the line to the pitch. That's going to be low for a ball. And the count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Elodie Dahl here at the top of the first, just turned away from Mayville. Here's the rock of the pitch. Swung on. That'll be into the outfield for a base hit. And we'll have a 2-out base runner in Elodie Dahl with a single, and brings up second baseman Madeline Nelson. So now, Ada-Borup-West, the Cougars, have their first base runner of the afternoon in Elodie Dahl. And Madeline Nelson steps in. First pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count to Nelson. Second baseman this afternoon for Ada-Borup-West. Here's the rock of the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one, and the count will leave it up at 1-1 for Madeline Nelson. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 on here on the top of the first, just underway. Here's the line of the pitch. Swung on, that'll go to the pitcher. Throw to first, and she is safe. Madeline Nelson with a base hit, so back-to-back base hits, put a runner in scoring position, and 2 away. That brings up middle of the order, Leighton on in the first baseman here for Ada-Borup-West. Here's the rock of the pitch. It's in for ball 1, 1-0 the count to Leighton Oden. Bottom of the first over at the baseball field. Patriots and Tommy's tied at 1. Line to the pitch, that'll be fouled off. Count evens up at a ball and a strike to Leighton Oden. And we're still on top of the first, 2 away. Runners at first and second for Ada-Borup-West. Here's the rock of the pitch from Bergstrom. High for a ball, and the count goes 2-1 to the batter, Leighton Auden. Leighton Auden behind in the count, 2-1. Check that up on the count, 2-1, and that's going to be a pop fly called for by the shortstop, Hudson Zerfus. And F6 is the scoring play. No runs, 2 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base after half an inning. Your score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Ada-Borup-West 0, Mayport CG to bat here in the bottom of the inning on 98.9 KMSR and the YouTube stream.
Miller's deals this week. Pepsi products, 2-liter bottle. Select varieties get 2 for $5. Lipton tea, 12-pack, half-liter bottle. Select varieties, $6.99. And Miller's Fresh Foods, Mayville, Hatton, Cooperstown, Hillsborough, Northwood, Larimore.
We know you're on the move and like the convenience of being able to do your business when it's convenient for you. Hi, this is Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank. We may be the oldest state bank in North Dakota, but that doesn't mean we haven't transformed with the times, especially when it comes to helping you with your banking needs. We offer leading-edge online and mobile banking services that make it easy for you to do your banking 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We understand you are always on the go. Choose a bank that goes with you no matter where you are. The Goose River Bank, strong community, member FDIC.
The bottom of the first we go here in Mayville. It is no score between the Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood Patriots and Ada-Borup-West, the Cougars. Stepping in to the circle to pitch this afternoon, Elodie Dahl. She's going to face this batting order. Leading off will be center fielder Handley Verwest. Shortstop Hudson Zerfus will bat second. Brent Kritzberger, the first baseman, batting third. Bailey Bergstrom, the pitcher, will bat in the cleanup spot. Bottom of the first inning, as the warm-up tosses are done, Handley Verwest steps in to bat here on the bottom of the first. No scar between the Patriots and the Cougars here on a Friday afternoon in Mayville. Here's the rock of the first pitch to Verwest. That's going to be swung on. Oh, it's going to be trouble for the third baseman. And Handley Verwest, the first base runner of the game, will reach on an error by the third baseman. And 1 on, nobody out. The leadoff batter on. That brings up Hudson Zerfus. Zerfus, the shortstop this afternoon for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. The rock of the pitch. That's going to be high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Hudson Zerfus. The leadoff batter Handley Verwest is on, reaching on the error on the third baseman. You're in the first inning. Here's the rock of the pitch. High, and that almost gets away from the catcher. Doesn't. Bell count goes to 2-0 to Zerfus. Bottom of the first inning from Mayville. No score between the Cougars and the Patriots in high school softball this afternoon. Here's the rock of the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1, and now going down to second. And reaching second on the stolen base is Handley Verwest. And the Patriots have a runner in scoring position at second with nobody out. And a 2-1 count to Hudson Zerfus. 2-1 the count to Zerfus. The line to the pitch. In for a ball, and the count quickly 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to the batter, Zerfus. Brent Kritzberger on deck, the first baseman for the Patriots. Here's the rock in the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and the count will go full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner in scoring position at second. Bottom of the first here in Mayville. Here's the rock of the pitch. High for ball 4, and Zerfus will take the walk down to first. So now runners at first and second, nobody out. Brings up first baseman Brent Kritzberger. Kritzberger for the Patriots, the third batter in the lineup here this afternoon with a big opportunity early in inning number 1. Here's the rock of the pitch, shows bunt, pulls back low, and that is going to be a double steal on moves Handley Verwest into scoring position at third. And Hudson Surface into scoring position at second. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out. A 1-0 count to bring Kritzberger. Here's the mark of the pitch. Swung on. Popped up. Foul on a play. And the count will go. The count will go 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here on the bottom of the first. Patriots threatening. Here's the wind of the 1-1 pitch. That's going to hit Kritzberger in the leg. And the bases are going to go loaded now for Bailey Bergstrom. So, Elodie Dahl is getting herself into a little bit of a jam here in the early stages of inning number 1. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Here's the pitch to Bailey Bergstrom. That gets away. A wild pitch will score the run. And Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood has the 1-0 lead. Wild pitch advances the runners. So now we've got 2 in scoring position again. And a 1-0 lead for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Here's the wind of the pitch. Count will go 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Bailey Bergstrom. 2 in scoring position. Patriots with a run already in this one. 1 run coming on no hits. Here's the mark of the pitch. Outside, and another wild pitch. That'll score a run. And it's 2-0. 2-0 Patriots here on the bottom of the first. And that'll move Kritzberger to third. 3-0 the count to Bailey Bergstrom. Here's the rock of the pitch. That's down the heart of the plate. 3-1 the count to Bergstrom. Three balls, 1 strike to Bailey Bergstrom. And the pitch. Swung on into foul territory, not a play on top of the Patriot dugout. Count goes full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the pitcher, Bailey Bergstrom. Taylor Anderson on deck, the catcher for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. And the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, and Bergstrom will reach on a walk. Now runners at the corners for the catcher, Taylor Anderson. First four batters have reached. First on an error, walk, hit by a pitch, and a walk. Yet to have a base hit this inning, and a 2-0 lead for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Now a runner coming in. It's coming in to run for the Patriots, Avery Ringler. Ringler coming in for the pitcher, Bailey Bergstrom. So a courtesy runner for Bergstrom is Ringler. Still nobody out here on the bottom of the first. 2-0 Patriots. And the pitch to Anderson. Swung on, popped up, and out of play. 0-1 the count to Taylor Anderson. 2 balls, 1 strike to Anderson. Number 5 batter this inning for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the count evens up at 1-1. And Ringler on to second with a stolen base. So now we have runners in scoring position at second and third. Still nobody out. A 1-1 count to Taylor Anderson. Here's the pitch. Swung on into left field, a base hit. 1 run will score. The runner, Ringler, will round third, and a 2-run single for Taylor Anderson. So that'll score the runner from third, Kritzberger, and the runner from second, Ringler, and the score 4-0. Brings up Oakley Thomas. Thomas will hit that one to third. Third baseman catches it, 5-3 the putout, but it'll move the runner into scoring position in Anderson. And so with one away, a sacrifice moves Anderson to second, brings up Audrey Ringler. Ringler, the seventh batter of the order this inning. Here's the pitch. That to the backstop, fouled, 0-1 the count. To Audrey Ringler. No balls, one strike, one out, one on here on the bottom of the first. 4 across so far for the Patriots. Here's the rock of the pitch. And that's going to hit Ringler, so she'll go on with a hit by a pitch, and that brings up Catherine Cropleen. Cropleen, the right fielder, 8th batter of the order for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Catherine Cropleen, 8th batter of the order. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Now it'll go to the shortstop, throw to first. A 6-3 putout, but it'll move the runners. So a great play there by Cropleen. 6-3 the putout. Moves the runners to second and third now. Bottom of the order, Kennedy O'Connor to come in to bat. And we have a base runner over at third. I believe that's at third. And we'll see who it is. That is Lydia Osley. Lydia Osley to run at third. 2 away here at the bottom of the first. Kennedy O'Connor to the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouling out of play. Count goes 0-1 to Kennedy O'Connor. Bottom of the first inning here from Mayville. Scheduled to go 7. O'Connor, the 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Outside of the count, evens up at 1-1. 4 runs so far in the game on a 1-base hit. 1 error. That's in for a ball. 2-1 the count to Kennedy O'Connor. If needed, due up next, Hadley Verwest, top of the order for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Here's the wind of the pitch. That's in for a strike. Count will even at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the 9th batter of the order, Kennedy O'Connor for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on to the pitcher, thrown over to first, and that'll end the inning. We're through 1 inning of play here in Mayville. Your score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood 4, Ada-Borup-West nothing. Top of the second up after this.
Look to Luther Memorial Home for a rewarding career working with people. Luther Memorial Home is currently looking for CNAs, full-time and part-time, on all shifts. Starting wages are over $21 an hour, plus a $5,000 sign-on bonus for full-time employees. For more information about employment at Luther Memorial Home or taking the next CNA class, contact Jessica Mock in Human Resources at 701-786-3401. or visit luthermemorialhome.com for an application.
Paulson Gravel of Mayville offers a variety of services, including graveling, dirt hauling, site preparation, demolition, and snow removal. They can gravel your township or county road and driveway. Paulson Gravel hauls clay, black dirt, sand, and different sized rock. In the winter, they provide snow removal and salting sanding services for parking lots and driveways.
Call Paulson Gravel 786-2019 or 430-0202. Serving Trail County for over 30 years, Paulson Gravel Service of Mayville.
Top of the second here in Mayville, 4-0 Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Leading off is going to be Maya Liska for Ada-Borup-West. Bergstrom on for her second inning of work. Liska steps in. First pitch, swinging strike. 0-1 the count to Maya Liska. Ayla Larson, Lacey Schorfenberg up next for Ada-Borup-West here on the top of the second. Here's the rock of the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Back-to-back strikes for Bailey Bergstrom here on the top of the second inning. Oh, 2 pitch, here it is. Swing and a miss, strike three. And Liska is retired on a swinging third strike. First strikeout of the afternoon for Bailey Bergstrom. Brings up Ayla Larson, the designated player today. First pitch from Bergstrom, swing and a miss, strike one. 0-1 the count to Larson. So back-to-back batters here on the second inning with first pitch swinging strikes. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Swung on. Foul, and the count will go 0-2. So Bergstrom playing strong here in the second inning. Top of the second over at the baseball field. Thompson has a 3-1 lead over Mayport CG. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Low for ball one, and the count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to the batter Larson. And that'll be inside and a ball. And the count will even up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That'll be inside for a ball, 3-2. So the count will go full at 3-2. Here's the pitch. That one foul. The count stays at 3-2. Schorfenberg up next for Ada-Borup-West, the 8th batter of the order. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bailey Bergstrom. And that brings up Lacey Schorfenberg, the catcher today for Ada-Borup-West. Here on the top of the second inning, 4-0. Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood with the lead. Here's the rock of the pitch. On the corner of the plate, called strike one. Back-to-back-to-back batters now here on the second inning with first pitch strikes. Bergstrom settling in. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That's low for a ball. The count evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter, Lacey Schorfenberg. Here's the pitch. That's in for strike 2, and the pitch or count now 1-2. Here's the pitch, the 1-2 delivery, high for a ball. It gets away from her, and the count will even now at 2-2. If there's a pitch to give away, that is it right there. No harm, no foul. The count 2-2. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Schorfenberg and the Cougars are retired on the second. 1-2-3. Goes Ada-Borup-West. We're throwing in at half here in Mayville on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Your score remains Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood 4, Ada-Borup-West nothing to the bottom of the second. We go after this on 99 KMSR, the YouTube stream.
The Hatton Men's Club would like to wish good luck to all Hatton-Northwood Thunder sports teams this season. A proud supporter of Hatton-Northwood Thunder athletics, along with many other youth activities and organization, the Hatton Men's Club works to raise funds, organize events, and provide opportunities for the kids of the community, focused on making Hatton a great place to live and raise a family. Check out the Hatton Men's Club Facebook page for updates, including Santa and the Elves, Snowfest, the annual 4th of July Parade and Demolition Derby, and weekly bingo. We encourage all Thunder athletes to work hard, play with pride, and win. Go Thunder!
Crop insurance is a vital part of a farmer's risk management strategy. Here's Corey McGillis from Hub International.
Crop insurance gives them the foundation for which they can go forward, grow their crop, market their crop, knowing that if things don't go as planned, they do have something to fall back on, which will help them to continue farming going forward.
Hub International at Portland, Mayville, Edmore, Hatton, Buxton, and Mentor. Local agents with global resources.
Stop in and meet Kristen Sanders, the new farm and crop rep.
Back here to Mayville. In the bottom of the second inning we go. 4-0 Patriots with the lead. Top of the order, Hadley-Verwest 2 up. Patriots plating 4 in that first on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We'll see what happens here in the second inning. Here's the pitch. That's going to be swung on. That'll get to the outfield, a base hit. And Hadley-Verwest has the Patriots' second base hit of the afternoon. A leadoff seeing eye single for Verwest. The center fielder brings up Hudson Zerfus. Zerfus, no official at bat so far. She has reached on a walk, stole second, advanced to third, and scored on a wild pitch back in the first inning. We'll see what she can do here. Here's the pitch. High for a ball, and Verwest is going to go down to second. She'll be in with a stolen base, second stolen base, actually third stolen base of the afternoon for Hadley-Verwest. She is a stolen base machine this afternoon, is Verwest. Here's the line to the pitch. That's going to get to the backstop, and reaching third on the wild pitch is Hadley-Verwest. So now a runner that much closer. The leadoff runner in Verwest on at third, nobody out. Here on the top of the bottom of the second. 2-0 the count to Hudson Zerfus. Here's the pitch. High for ball 3, 3-0. You're listening to high school baseball this afternoon on 99 KMSR. Watching on the YouTube stream, and of course online anywhere at KMAV.com. That pitch inside for ball 4. Zerfus will be on with her second walk of the afternoon. Brings up Bryn Kritzberger, the first baseman. She reached on a hit by a pitch and scored back in the first inning. So runners at the corners, nobody out. Here's Kritzberger, first pitch. That's hit for a strike, and Zerfus down to second with a stolen base. Zerfus' second stolen base of the afternoon. Now we've got 2 in scoring position at second and third. Kritzberger behind to the count, 0-1. Here this afternoon, here's the pitch, swung on. Is this going to be trouble for the center fielder? She'll range over, she'll make the grab, and the runners will advance on the throw. F8 if you're scoring along with us, but that'll be an RBI flyout. As Verwest will score from third, Zerfus will move to second, and the Patriots now lead at 5-0. 5-0 your score. Here's the pitch. Swung on to third. Throw to first, and advancing on the throw to score is Zerfus, so an RBI ground out. Score Zerfus from third, and it's now 6-0. That brings up Taylor Anderson. Anderson 1 for 1 this afternoon with an RBI single back in the inning, and that'll be a 5-3 putout, and the inning is over. But not before 2 more come across the plate. We are through 2 innings of play. Your score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. It's Mayport CG Hatton-Northwood 6 Ada-Borup-West nothing. You're listening to high school softball on 99 KMSR and watching on the YouTube stream.
Egg Country Farm Credit Services offers a wide range of fixed interest rate options to match each customer's needs. If future interest rates fall, customers can take advantage of our rate conversion options to capture opportunity. Discover the Egg Country Advantage that provides our customers long-term interest rate protection. To learn more about your options, contact your local Egg Country office today. Egg Country, focused on egg, focused on you.
Hatton Prairie Village is an award-winning nursing home and assisted living facility located in Hatton. For the 13th consecutive year, Hatton Prairie Village has been ranked a 5-star facility by CMS. And for the 11th consecutive year, we have been named among the top nursing homes in the country by U.S. News and World Report, and one of the top facilities in the U.S. for customer experience and satisfaction by Pinnacle Quality Insight. If you are thinking about a nursing home or assisted living apartment, we hope you consider Hatton Prairie Village, a national ranked facility for over a decade, providing superior care and services.
Haley Bergstrom on for her third inning of work here of 4. Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. The Patriots leading at 6-0 here on 99 KMSR. The YouTube stream. Chris Larson here with you. Leading off is going to be Madison Dye, the right fielder. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a swung on to the second baseman over to first. 4-3, the putout is the stretch by Kritzberger. She gets the out though, and we've got one away on one pitch for Madison Dye. Back to the top of the order, Avery Johnson. Johnson here in the third inning. She is 0 for 1 today, grounded out to third back in the first inning, and one away. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball, 1-0 the count for Bailey Bergstrom, again on for her third inning of work for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood in a game that is 31 minutes old. That one's going to be swung on, taken by Bergstrom over to first. Nice play there. 1-3 the put out, 2 up, 2 down here on the top of the third. That brings up and Eliza Bittker. Bittker 0 for 1 today for the Cougars. 6-0 your score. Top of the third here in Mayville. Here's the pitch to Bittker. That swung on and fouled to the backstop. Count 0-1 to Eliza Bittker. Top of the third. Over at baseball, Thompson leads Mayport CG 3-1. Here's the line to the pitch. Swung on. Taken by Zerfus at short over to first. In time, a 6-3 put up. 3 up, 3 down here on the top of the third. We're through 2.5 here in Mayville. Your score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. 6-0 Patriots back for the bottom of the third. After this, you're listening to high school softball on 99 KMSR and the YouTube stream.
This is Jasper with Jacobson Brothers. Let's keep your lawn healthy all summer long with the fertilizer and weed control program. We offer not only fertilizer and weed control, but seasonal lawn care and landscaping for your home or business. So whether you are in Mayville, Portland, Golden Lake, Hatton, Hillsboro, any of the surrounding area, give me a call at 701-430-1380. Find us online at jacobsonbros.com.
Lunchtime, supper, or for a snack, any time is a great time to stop at the pizza shop in Mayville. Choose from taste-tempting pizza, chicken, subs, burgers, and more, plus all your favorite beverages. Dine in or call 786-3273 to place a carry-out order. For great food, service, and atmosphere, it's the pizza shop in Mayville.
Bottom of the third inning we go. Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood leads this one 6-0 over Ada-Borup-West for the Patriots. It'll be 6, 7, 8 batters due up. Thomas, Ringler, and Cropleen facing the pitcher this afternoon. Elodie Dahl on for her third inning of work for the Cougars. Chris Larson along here with you on 99 KMSR. Craig Keating has Patriots against Thompson in high school baseball on our sister station, KMAV 105.5, also on the YouTube stream. First pitch coming to Oakley Thomas. Here it is. Thomas looks at the first pitch. It's outside. Ball 1, a 1-0 the count. Thomas, Ringler, and Crowley due up here with the bottom of the third inning. LD Dahl on for her third inning of work. Second pitch outside for a ball. And Thomas ahead in the count 2-0. Nice afternoon for softball here on Mayville's southwest side. Here's the line to the pitch. High for a ball, back-to-back-to-back balls. It's 3-0. Wind is absolutely calm right now. Sunny skies, a few high clouds. But nothing threatening here on a Friday afternoon. The 3-0 count. Here it is. That's going to be swung on into foul territory. And the ball will drop. It's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strikes to the leadoff batter, Oakley Thomas. Here at the bottom of the third inning. Thomas, Ringler, and Cropleen due up here. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Swung on, foul to the backstop, of the count goes full at 3-2. Thomas on the afternoon, 0 for 1. She grounded out to third back in the first inning. Here's the next 3-2 pitch. Swung on, and that's going to find room in the outfield. In fact, it's going to go in between the first and second, center and right fielders. And Oakley Thomas will be on with a stand-up double. The leadoff batter here on the second inning brings up third baseman Audrey Ringler. Ringler today, no official at bat yet. She is 0 for, was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Ringler behind in the count, 0-1. So we've got a runner in scoring position here in this one. Nobody out. Bottom of the third, 6-0 Patriots. That one high for a ball, and the count evens up at 1-1. As time is called, here's the wind of the pitch. Swung on, fouling out of play. Count remains 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter. Audrey Ringler for the Patriots. Here on the bottom of the third inning from Mayville. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High for a ball, and the count will be 2-2. As Thomas will reach on the pass ball, she'll go to third. So now Oakley Thomas on at third with nobody out. And a 2-2 pitch. Swung on. That'll get into left field. A base hit. That'll score Thomas from third. And Ringler is on with a single. An RBI single for Audrey Ringler. Will score Thomas from third, and your score is 7-0. And that brings up Catherine Cropleen. 8th batter of the order, Cropleen 0 for 1, grounded out to short, back in the first. Here's the pitch. That'll get away. No, it'll hit her. And Catherine Cropleen will reach on a hit by a pitch. Just the third hit batter this game. And now a runner in scoring position at second. Back to the bottom of the order now in Kennedy O'Connor, the left fielder. O'Connor with the runner in scoring position at third. She'll bunt that one. It'll go foul, though. 0-1 the count to Kennedy O'Connor. 98.9 KMSR, the online on the YouTube stream. Chris Larson with high school softball this afternoon. 0-1 pitch. That's going to be swung on. That's going to drop between the center and right fielders. And they're going to send the runner from third. She'll go home. And Katie O'Connor is on with an RBI double. RBI double for Kenny O'Connor. Scores Ringler from second and makes it 8-0. That brings up Hadley-Burr-West. So we're back to the top of the order now. Burr-West 1 for 1 this afternoon. Reached on an error back in the first. Singled in second. Scored both times. That one goes foul. I'm not sure exactly who that almost took out, but it did on a foul ball down the right side for Hadley-Burr-West. Your score, 8-0, Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Here on the bottom of the third. Here's the 0-1 delivery. High for ball one, and the count will leave it up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the line to the pitch. That'll be into left field. The 1 run will score. They'll send O'Connor from second, and Hadley-Burr-West gets a 2-run double. A 2-run double for Hadley-Burr-West. Scores Crofleet from third, O'Connor from second. That makes it 10-0. Pitch that gets away, and a wild pitch will score Burr-West. Scoreboard shows 11-0. Now it shows 11-0. That is the score. 1-0 the count to Hudson Surface. Here's the line to the pitch. That'll get to the backstop, 2-0. Here's the line to the 2-0 pitch. That goes 3-0, hanging outside. Reno the count to Hudson Surface. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Surface, and time will be called. We'll see if this will be a move in the circle. Doesn't look like it, so we'll keep it here. As that on the afternoon was just the 5th walk of the afternoon. Dahl has given up 11 runs. And is that going to be it for Dahl? We will see here now. As that appears to be it for Dahl. So let's take a break, and we'll come back to Mayville here. Pitching change here on the bottom of the third. Patriots lead at 11-0. We'll be back after this timeout.
Mayport Hardware Hank has everything you need to keep your lawn looking great this summer. They have Scott's 4-step annual program for your lawn. If your lawn's 5,000 square feet, it's $94.99. Bigger than that, it's $229. Stanley 50-foot garden hose, $39.97. Fiskars trimmers, $17.97. And a whole lot more. Keep your lawn looking great this year. You'll find it at Mayport Hardware Hank, downtown Mayville.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank Hardware Hank.
Growers, are you thinking about investing in a drain tile project? Chad's Excavating out of Mayville can handle that. Drain tile will improve and increase yields for generations to come. And with free detailed estimates and over 40 years of combined success, Chad and his team will provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today at 701-430-0182. Again, that's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, 701-430-0182, helping farmers grow.
Back to Mayville, the new pitcher this afternoon. And that one goes foul down the third base line. Avery Johnson now moves from third to the circle. And I believe that was just a straight change. Oh, no, they're going to move players around. So Avery Johnson, second pitch, in for a ball. First pitch to Brent Kritzberger was a strikeout, a foul ball that just about took off Coach Keenan Konchak's head. But he got out of the way. 1-1 count. That one's going to be a pop fly. Is it going to be trouble? No, the center fielder comes in to make the grab. Now the throw to third. It gets away from the third baseman. It goes fouling out of play. And Hudson Zerfus will be allowed to score. So Kritzberger will be the fly out. Zerfus will reach and then score. And it's quickly 12-0. And that brings up Bailey Bergstrom, the pitcher. She is 0 for 1 this afternoon. Takes the first pitch for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Score in high school baseball this afternoon on 105.5 KMAV. It's 3-2. Thompson leads Mayport CG in the bottom of the third. Second pitch goes foul. The count evens up at 1-1 to Bailey Bergstrom. Eighth batter of the inning for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. They lead this one 12-0. Here's the pitch. High and outside. Count goes 2-1. Monday afternoon, high school baseball on KMAV as Hatton-Northwood hosts Mayport CG. Dan Keating will have the call on that. That goes foul, and the count goes 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bailey Bergstrom. Here's the pitch. Goes low, and the count goes full at 3-2. Taylor Anderson on deck. And all of this happening with 1 out right now still. So we play on here in the third. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be swung on. A seeing eye single to the outfield. And Bergstrom will be on with a single. Her first base hit of the afternoon. And that brings up the 9th batter of the inning in Taylor Anderson. Anderson this afternoon, 1 for 2, a single and an RBI back in the first. Grounded out to third, back in the second, up again here for the third straight inning. First pitch, strike 1, 0-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike to Taylor Anderson, the catcher today. Second pitch, a strike, and Bailey Bergstrom will move into scoring position at second. On the stolen base. So now we have a runner in scoring position at second with 1 away. Here's the pitch. High for a ball, the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Taylor Anderson. Bottom of the third, 12-0, Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball, and getting to third now on the wild pitch is going to be Bergstrom. The fourth wild pitch of the afternoon for Ada-Borup-West. That one goes foul. Count 2-2. All goes 2+, giving up 12 runs. That one goes foul, and the count remains 2-2. I believe Dahl would be saddled with the loss at this point. Here's the line to the pitch. It's high for a ball, and the count goes full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Run around at third for Anderson, the 9th batter this inning. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, and now we'll have runners at the corners, base on balls. And that'll bring up Oakley Thomas. We are in the third. First pitch, a ball. 1-0 the count to Oakley Thomas. Thomas on the afternoon, 1 for 2, a double, and a run scored in this one. That one's high for a ball. And the count will go 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes to Oakley Thomas. Here's the pitch. That's it for a strike. 2-1 to Thomas. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at the corners. Bottom of the third, 12-0 to score. Here's the pitch. That's swung on. Over the head of the center fielder, a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to send the runner from third. 2 runs will score, and it'll be a double for Oakley Thomas. A 2-run double for Thomas, and that brings up Audrey Ringler. 1 away for Ringler. So that one scores Bergstrom, scores Anderson. First pitch is strike. 0-1 the count to Audrey Ringler. The score now 14-0. This is an 8-run third inning for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. Here's the pitch. That swung on foul of the count quickly. 0-2 to Audrey Ringler. Ringler on the afternoon, 1 for 1. A single, a run scored, an RBI. All of that coming in the third. She was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. 1 for 1 today. Here's the pitch, swung on down the third base side, and it's going to go foul, and the count will remain 0-2. 4 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. That made it 6-0. And they've accounted for 8 runs here in the third. That's called strike 3. It's dropped. So a strikeout, a 2-3 put out, but it'll move the runner into scoring position even closer at third. Strikeout for Ringler. Call that a 2-3 put out. There's 2 away now for Catherine Cropleen. Cropleen, the right fielder this afternoon, 0 for 1, hit by a pitch back in the third and scored. Or actually, not back earlier this inning and scored. That's high for a ball, 1-0 the count. 1 ball and no strikes to Catherine Cropleen. Scoreboard still reads 0-2. I believe it's 1-0. Here's the line to the 1-0 pitch. Low for a ball in the count 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. To Catherine Cropleen. Here's the line to the pitch. High for 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes for Cropleen. Here's the line to the 3-0 delivery. Swung on, popped up to the infield. The shortstop will make the grab. The inning is over. We'll take a break. Your score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood 14. Ada-Borup-West nothing. Back after this.
Successful teams need a place to practice. When the weather doesn't cooperate or teams need extra swings, the Mayport Youth Center provides both the Mayport CG High School and summer baseball and softball teams with an indoor facility, including batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the Mayport Youth Center is home to Mayport Ice Dog Hockey. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
Sports fans on your way to and from the games, make sure to stop in at Hatton and Pride, conveniently located on Highway 18 North in Hatton. Besides fuel for your vehicle and a complete convenience store, Hatton and Pride now features For Real malts in several flavors. And they have pizza, subs, daily, fresh-baked pastries, an ATM machine, lottery tickets, 24-hour pay-at-the-pump fuel service. For pickup pizza and sub orders, call 543-4000. Hatton and Pride, part of your locally owned cooperative.
Just after 5 o'clock, you're tuned to 98.9 KMSR Northwood. Online on the YouTube stream, Chris Larson here with you. High school baseball updates. Top of the 4th inning here in Mayville. Your score, Mayport CG 3, Thompson 3. So they're tied at 3. Here at the baseball field, we're at the top of the 4th inning. Ada-Borup-West trails here 14-0. That one's going to be swung on. It's going to be off the third baseman. And the leadoff batter is on with a base hit. Leadoff batter on with a base hit. And that is Kaylee Troutner. Actually, we're going to call that a error on the third baseman. Count 1-1 to Madeline Nelson. So E5 on that scoring play, the count 1-1 to Nelson. LD Dahl finishes 1-for-1 this afternoon. That's him for a strike. 1-2 the count to Madeline Nelson. Ada-Borup-West trailing here 14-0. Top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. And nice play there by Oakley Thomas, who's now in the circle. 1-3 the putout. Nelson is retired. So Thomas that one's going to be a wild pitch. Want to know the count. To the batter. Leighton Auden. 2-0 now. 2 Auden, the first baseman this afternoon. Oakley Thomas in for first inning of work this afternoon. 3-0. Three balls, no strikes to the batter, Leighton Oden. That's it for a strike, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the wind of the 3-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the count quickly 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes to Leighton Oden. Thomas ready to the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oakley Thomas retires on a swinging third strike. And there's 2 away here at the top of the 4th inning. That brings up Maya Liska. Liska, that one outside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Liska. Reaching third is Troutner on the wild pitch. Oh, 2 wild pitches here in the inning. Have moved Troutner to third. Ialiska takes that one for a strike, and the count will leave it up at 1-1. That's strike 2. And Liska's down to her final strike here at the top of the 4th. Bergstrom goes 3 innings. He gives up 2 hits, no runs. We'll get to her final line score here in a moment. That's low for a ball. And the count at 2-2. 3 strikeouts. Called strike 3. And Maya Liska is retired. And Ada-Borup-West retired here at the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, 1 errors, 1 left on. Your score after 3.5 here on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. It remains Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood 14. Ada-Borup-West nothing. Bottom of the 4th we go after this.
Are you ready to sell your home, or maybe you're looking to buy a certain type of home? Give Viking Insurance and Realty a call. Carla Tickerson, Mandy Klossner, and Terry Clable can assist you with the sale of your house. Your home will not be only listed on the Viking Insurance and Realty website, but also with Realtor.com, a multiple listing service. Carla, Mandy, and Terry can also help you find a new home. For your insurance, see Brian for quotes on home, auto, and farm insurance. That's Viking Insurance and Realty.
Molstead Excavating specializes in commercial and industrial underground utilities. They install sanitary sewer, water lines, and storm sewers on private and commercial projects in and around the Grand Forks area. Check them out on Facebook and give them a call at 701-746-5474. Molstead Excavating has been serving the area since 1974.
Bottom of the 4th we go here in Mayville. Your score, Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood 14, Ada-Borup-West nothing. Back on for her second inning work, Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson back on for her second inning work. And the Patriots, 9-1-2 batters. I believe due up here on the bottom of the 4th inning of play, 14-0. I believe the 10-run rule will be in effect after 5. Here in Mayville. High school baseball right now on KMAV 105.5 FM. Bottom of the 4th inning, Thompson has a 4-3 lead on Mayport CG, and I'm thinking that the Patriots here are going to probably bring in some subs. We'll see as we go. Scheduled to be due up is Kennedy O'Connor for Mayport CG. Cadence Thomas is going to come in to bat. O'Connor finishes the day 1 for 2. Thomas here on the bottom of the 4th. Set to step in. Cadence Thomas coming off the bench to play here on the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. That's swung on over the right fielder's head. Cadence Thomas, have yourself an afternoon. She's going to round third, and she will be held up at third. My, oh my, Cadence Thomas delivers big. Cadence Thomas a triple. And back to the top of the order. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul and out of play. We'll see, this is Kylie Kropleen now batting. That one's a strike. And a count. 1-1 to Kylie Kropleen. That one swung on, and that'll be a base hit. That'll score Thomas from third, and Kylie Kropleen on with an RBI single. And that brings up Keely Garrett. Garrett on. $15-0 your score. Keely Garrett on. For Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood at the plate. Kylie Kropleen at first. Pitch a ball. 1-0 the count to Keely Garrett. Ada-Borup-West finishes the ball game. 2 for 2, a single, a double, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. That's high for a ball. 2-0. 2-0 the count to Keely Garrett here on the top of the bottom of the 4th. 15-0 your score. Here's the pitch. High for a ball, 3-0. 3-0 to Keely Garrett. On deck is Avery Ringler. Here's the line to the 3-0 delivery. Swung on to third. Throw over to first in time. The 5-3 put out. And Keely Garrett is retired. We'll move the runner, Kylie Kropleen, to second. And that'll bring up number 19. That's Avery Ringler. Bryn Kritzberger will finish the day 0 for 2. RBI and a run scored. First pitch to Avery Ringler is a strike. 0-1 the count to Avery Ringler. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the batter. That's in for a strike, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, Avery Ringler. Here's the line to the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be foul off of her foot or off the plate. Count remains 1-2. Avea Ringler. There we go. Avea Ringler. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swung on. Avea Ringler. It gets past the shortstop. Avea Ringler on with a base hit. And that scores a run. Now we got runners at the corners. And we'll see who is up. There's a stolen base. Two and oh the count to the batter. Number 12, this is Bailey Bergstrom. Bergstrom 0 for 1 or 1 for 2 today. That's a strike, 2-1. So Avea Ringler 1 for 1. Stolen base, she's at second. Kylie Cropline 1 for 1. RBI, she's at third. That one's getting into left field. That's a base hit. That'll score 1. That'll score 2. Bailey Bergstrom on with a 2-run single. And that brings up Lydia Osley. Lydia Osley in now for Taylor Anderson. Anderson finishes 1 for 2. First pitch a ball, second pitch a ball to Lydia Osley. So Patriots with 3 here in this inning. Lead at 17-0. Here's the pitch, swung on foul, and the count will leave it up at 1-1. To our fans for setting me straight down first names. Here's the pitch, high for a ball, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Lydia Osley. In my count, that only leaves 2 people, and that one's going to be a base hit for Osley. That's going to get to the fence. They're going to send Bergstrom from second, and Lydia Osley is on with a RBI double. That brings up Oakley Thomas. Thomas on the afternoon, 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles, a pair of RBIs, and a run scored. Here's the pitch. That's it for a ball. 1-0 the count to Oakley Thomas. One away here on the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Swung on. And that's a base hit for Oakley Thomas. That'll score Lydia Osley from second. And Oakley Thomas will have another RBI. And batting now is Ryland Juliuson for Andre Ringler. So Ryland Juliuson gets in. So Andre Ringler finishes 1 for 2. First pitch of ball, 1-0 the count to Ryland Juliuson. That just leaves Candy Lindster. Has yet to see an at-bat. That's 2-0. 2-0 the count to Ryland Juliuson. Bottom of the fourth inning, 19-0. Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood. That one high for a ball, 3-0. That one swung on, 3-1. Three and one, high for ball four. Rylan Juliuson on with the base on balls. And it's the pitch. Candy Linster. That's a base hit. So Linster in for Catherine Crope-Lean. That'll bring Cadence Thomas in. Base is juiced. Thomas takes the first pitch for a ball. Bottom of the fourth. That's in for a strike, and the count evens up at 1-1. You know the count now. To Cadence Thomas. Swing and a miss, strike one. The count 2-1 to Thomas. Thomas in the afternoon, 1 for 1, a triple and a run scored. Here's the 2-2 delivery. High for ball three, and the count will go full. Nowhere left for Thomas here in the third. Check out the fourth. Here's the pitch. High for ball four. That'll score a run. Base on balls. And a time is called, I believe. Nope, they're going to call the ball game. So that'll be our ball game. 20-0 your score. As that one scored Oakley Thomas for third. We'll have the post game after this timeout.
At Eyes on Broadway and Rexine Family Eye Care, we know that all lenses are not the same. Whether you are working at a screen all day, driving at night, or enjoying the outdoors, the right lens can make all the difference. Our expert opticians take the time to understand your lifestyle and recommend the perfect lens and coating for your unique needs.
Set up an appointment with Dr. Michael Rexine at michaelrexine.com with locations in both Fargo and Mayville.
I promise you will see the difference.
Listen, do you hear that sound? Of course you don't. It's the sweet silence of safe, dependable propane heating your home. I should know. I'm the Cenex guy. Proud representation of efficient Cenex propane, as well as a symbol for the many fine Cenex fuels and lubricants that grant you all the energy you need to do all the things that need doing. Cenex. Our energy comes through, and it's fantastic.
See your local Cenex guy at Farmers Union Oil in Portland.
Get ready to ride at Finley Motorsports during our Get Ready to Ride sales event. Score up to $3,000 in rebates on the best-selling Polaris Northstar Ranger XP models. Take advantage of $2,000 trade-in bonus rebates on 2026 Polaris Expeditions and the Extreme Duty XD 1500 Northstar Rangers. With over 60 new Polaris off-road units in stock, there's something ready for every adventure. Don't wait. Check out FinleyMotorsports.com. Finley Motorsports. We make it easy.
Check out the meat department this week at Miller's Fresh Foods. Angus Pride USDA Choice T-bone steak, $16.99 a pound. Fresh 85% lean ground beef family pack, $5.99 a pound at Miller's Fresh Food. Mayville, Hatton, Cooperstown, Hillsboro, Northwood, Larimore.
Getting your start in farming is a big lift requiring a lot of resources. The new Starting Gate program from Ag Country Farm Credit Services is here for you. Starting Gate offers preferential rates and custom financing, discounts on financial services, scholarships, and educational opportunities. To learn how Starting Gate can help you, contact your local Ag Country office. Ag Country, focused on ag, focused on you.
Look to Luther Memorial Home for a rewarding career working with people. Luther Memorial Home is currently looking for CNAs, full-time and part-time, on all shifts. Starting wages are over $21 an hour, plus a $5,000 sign-on bonus for full-time employees. For more information about employment at Luther Memorial Home or taking the next CNA class, contact Jessica Mock in Human Resources at 701-786-3401 or visit luthermemorialhome.com for an application.
Hatton Co-op Oil, your locally owned cooperative, offers a variety of automotive services, including oil changes, tires, brake repair, transmission repair, and more. Their certified mechanics are dedicated to completing your services efficiently, on time, and at affordable rates. Hatton Co-op Oil also features a full service station, bulk oil and fuel delivery, on-farm tire service, and propane for your heating or drying needs. To order or schedule an appointment, call 543-3871, 543-3871 for Hatton Co-op Oil.
Back to Mayville, your final score here in high school softball this afternoon. Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood defeats Ada-Borup-West by a final score of 20-0 here this afternoon. And high school softball from Mayville, a quick moving game. Game goes game ends after 4. Time of the ball game roughly, let's see, it's 5:26. Game roughly an hour and 20 minutes. More on the post-game show, your game summary this afternoon. After this from ChristianCarsOnline.com.
It's Truck Month at Findlay Motors. Get supplier pricing on all new light-duty Silverados and financing as low as 1.9%. Need a ride for your new grad? The 2026 Chevy Trax starts at just $25,900 with financing as low as 2.9%. With over 55 new Chevrolets in stock, from sleek Corvettes to heavy-duty pickups, every vehicle is priced with the all-new Easy Price at FindlayMotors.com. Your next Chevy is waiting. Findlay Motors. We make it easy.
Back to Mayville here. It's time for a game summary brought to you by ChristianCarsOnline.com. By the way, over on our sister station, 105.5 KMAV. In high school baseball, bottom of the 5th inning, Mayport CG and Thompson tied at 4 apiece. Mayport CG getting their 21 runs this afternoon on 14 hits. One Ada-Borup-West error. The Patriots leave 6 runners on base. Ada-Borup-West, no runs, 2 hits. One Patriot error. And the Cougars leave 3 on base. Bailey Bergstrom gets the win. She goes 3 innings pitched, giving up 2 hits, no runs. Striking out 3 this afternoon. Taking the loss, Melody Dahl. She goes, let's see here. For Dahl, she goes 3+, giving up 8 runs, walking 4 this afternoon. No strikeouts on the afternoon. Also pitching was Avery Johnson. She gets a no decision this afternoon. Actually, Johnson might get the loss on that one, giving up 12 runs in this one. More on your numbers after this from ChristianCarsOnline.com. We'll come back with your final numbers on the batting after this timeout.
The Hatton Men's Club would like to wish good luck to all Hatton-Northwood Thunder sports teams this season. A proud supporter of Hatton-Northwood Thunder athletics, along with many other youth activities and organization, the Hatton Men's Club works to raise funds, organize events, and provide opportunities for the kids of the community, focused on making Hatton a great place to live and raise a family. Check out the Hatton Men's Club Facebook page for updates, including Santa and the Elves, Snowfest, the annual 4th of July Parade and Demolition Derby, and weekly bingo. We encourage all Thunder athletes to work hard, play with pride, and win. Go Thunder!
All right, back here in Mayville, your final score again, 20-0, Mayport CG. We have, let's take a look at some numbers here this afternoon. First for Ada-Borup-West, Elodie Troutner finishes 1 for 1 with a single. Madeline Nelson 1 for 2. She had a single, the only 2 base hits of the afternoon. And for Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood, Hadley Burwest finishes 2 for 2 with a double, a single, 3 runs, 2 RBIs. Bailey Bergstrom 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Hudson Zerfus gets 3 runs scored. She reaches on a walk all 3 times. Also, Lydia Osley finishes the afternoon 1 for 1 with a double, run scored, and an RBI. Taylor Anderson 1 for 2, a single, 2 RBIs. She also grounded out, reached on a walk, and scored twice. Oakley Thomas this afternoon finishes 3 for 4. She got 2 doubles, a single, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs this afternoon. That is Oakley Thomas. Candy Lidster finishes 1 for 1. And Cadence Thomas finishes 1 for 1. A triple and a run scored. Candy O'Connor finishes 1 for 2. A double, RBI, and a run scored this afternoon. Those are your numbers. So those are your numbers this afternoon. Your game summary has been brought to you by ChristianCarsOnline.com. Let's move into the player of the game. Player of the game is sponsored by Mayville State University. Go to mayvillestate.edu for all the exciting things happening here at Mayville State University. Player of the game. Let's see. Ada-Borup-West, we're going to go co-players of the game. Elodie Dahl, she finished 1 for 1. Madeline Nelson, she finishes 1 for 2. On the other side of the ledger, well, it's tough to pick a player of the game here when you've got so many players that have done well tonight. We're going to go with this, though. We're going to go Oakley Thomas. Thomas goes 3 for 4 with a pair of doubles, a single, 3 RBI, 2 runs scored. Oakley Thomas, our player of the game. Honorable mention we're going to give to Bailey Bergstrom. She pitched a complete game in the circle for the Patriots, giving up no runs on, well, she didn't quite pitch a complete game, that is, as Cadence Thomas came in for the final inning. Bergstrom went 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, striking out 3, giving up none here in this one. Final recap after this. By the way, your players of the game brought to you by Mayville State University. Make it Mayville. Go to mayvillestate.edu for all the exciting things happening here at Mayville State. Back with one final recap of the game. We'll do that after this on 99 KMSR.
Having money to get your crop in the ground isn't enough. What's your plan? Where do you want to be years down the road? Hello, this is Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank. We care about you and your farming operation. We want to help you to be successful. Don't settle for any financial institution. Choose one that understands your current needs and can help you work towards your long-term goals and objectives. We have a long history based in the Red River Valley. We pride ourselves on understanding agriculture, and we'd be honored to be your bank. The Goose River Bank, strong community, member FDIC.
Back to Mayville here, your final score in this one. Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood defeats the Ada-Borup-West Cougars, 20-0 your final. Score over on 105.5 KMAV and on the stream 6-4, Mayport CG baseball leads in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll do it for our coverage of Mayport CG-Hatton-Northwood softball here on 99 KMSR, the KMAV and KMSR YouTube channel. We ask you to support our boosters, or at the very least, go and thank them for supporting our coverage. For our technical crew, including Craig Keating and Mike Keating, I'm Chris Larson from Mayville, saying good night.
Mayport Hardware Hank is everything you need to keep your lawn looking great this summer. They have Scott's 4-step annual program for your lawn. If your lawn's 5,000 square feet, it's $94.99. Bigger than that, it's $229. Stanley 50-foot garden hose, $39.97. Fiskars trimmers, $17.97. And a whole lot more. Keep your lawn looking great this year. You'll find it at Mayport Hardware Hank, downtown Mayville.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank Hardware Hank.
Hatton Prairie Village is an award-winning nursing home and assisted living facility located in Hatton. For the 13th consecutive year, Hatton Prairie Village has been ranked a 5-star facility by CMS. And for the 11th consecutive year, we have been named among the top nursing homes in the country by U.S. News and World Report, and one of the top facilities in the U.S. for customer experience and satisfaction by Pinnacle Quality Insight. If you are thinking about a nursing home or assisted living apartment, we hope you consider Hatton Prairie Village, a nationally ranked facility for over a decade, providing superior care and services.
Growers, are you thinking about investing in a drain tile project? Chan's Excavating out of Mayville can handle that. Drain tile will improve and increase yields for generations to come. And with free detailed estimates and over 40 years of combined success, Chan and his team will provide professional installation and service. Call Chan today at 701-430-0182. Again, that's Chan's Excavating out of Mayville. 701-430-0182, helping farmers grow.
Successful teams need a place to practice. When the weather doesn't cooperate or teams need extra swings, the Mayport Youth Center provides both the Mayport CG High School and summer baseball and softball teams with an indoor facility, including batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the Mayport Youth Center is home to Mayport Ice Dog Hockey. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Rexine, your downtown eye doc. At Eyes on Broadway and Rexine Family Eye Care, we offer you Optimap retinal imaging. This technology can allow for early detection of eye disease, cardiovascular disease, stroke, and even cancer. Optimap is fast, painless, and non-invasive, suitable for patients of all ages. Ask about the Optimap today.
Set up an appointment with Dr. Michael Rexine at michaelrexine.com with locations in both Fargo and Mayville.
I promise you will see the difference.
As temperatures rise, it's time to hit the road or blaze a new trail. Old Dodge Challenger and Charger to the rugged Jeep Wrangler, Christian Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram has the vehicles to match your style and energy. Whether it's cruising through town or exploring off-road trails, they have the perfect match for your spring adventures. Explore inventory, schedule a test drive, and let the season of fun begin. Christian Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Cooperstown. We make it easy.
Molstead Excavating specializes in commercial and industrial underground utilities. They install sanitary sewer, water lines, and storm sewers on private and commercial projects in and around the Grand Forks area. Check them out on Facebook and give them a call at 701-746-5474. Molstead Excavating has been serving the area since 1974.
This is 99 KMSR. Listen online at 99KMSR.com.
Live sports coverage has been brought to you by the KMSR Inc. Sports Boosters and by area businesses from the communities taking part in the game. Please support the sponsors you heard in tonight's broadcast, or at the very least, stop in and thank them. This has been a presentation of KMSR Inc., the Red River Valley Sports play-by-play leader.